Right, recording works. Yeah, should be. Back to the VWAP. Lower low, lower high, higher high. This could be our first break-in structure. After forming, lower low, lower high, we would be looking for that next lower low, short-term high broken here. And like said, like we anticipated on ES, 10 a.m. we left behind inefficiencies. We were saying, okay, we're either gonna take out buy side first, so have those first 15 to 30 minutes of the new hourly candle faking out traders to the upside, trapping them long, and then for those next 15, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, it's going to reverse, taking out those traders that position themselves long above here. But because we saw the retracement first into the left behind inefficiencies during the first, almost yet now 30 minutes of the new hourly 10 a.m. candle, having retested the midnight level with a nice rejection. Well, gonna depend on this candle close here. The 25 close is gonna decide where the 30 and the next 15-minute candle is going to open up. But from what we can see right here, well, best case scenario would be a close above here. This would confirm the run into the previous week's high. Close back above this bullish fair value gap that we neglected to retrace lower. Back inside of our balanced price range here. And the only thing we've been smacking into for the entire morning would be this inversion fair value gap. Right here, the highest bullish fair value gap, we close below it. And from here on, every time we retraced into it, we've been held resistance, or we've been holding resistance. So right here, let's leave that on the chart too. NQ is pushing now. Let's see if we, instead of sweeping the high, actually manage to close above it. 5-minute time frame is also about to close here. We talked about the optimum trade entry. Final sweep. My stop loss is going to be below this low here now. If we just keep on chopping here, I'm not really interested. 30 seconds to go. Eyes on eye. My eyes on are on ES right now. Sorry, guys. We'll see how that closes. A 5-minute time frame, a 15-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame. New 15 and 30-minute candle. Then managed to close above our, first step is done, closing back above this old bullish fair value gap, theoretically a inversion fair value gap, but now we close back above it. We're looking for that deeper retracement. Let's see, first partial right here at buy side, and then see if we can get the run into the previous week's high. Here for NQ. Well, if we fail to hold any kind of support here and go back below this inversion fair value gap, this low is going to be next. But so far, it looks like we're holding support here. Yes, it's also pushing, almost tapped the equal highs. Okay, tap the equal highs. Let's see if we can get that final push. NQ, same story here. Okay, we had our first profit target. Buy side is in. Of the 10 a.m. SilverBullet right here. Equal highs are out. My stop is gonna move to break even. Gonna modify that. One tick, one stop. I actually behaved nicely. Not gonna lie. Just as anticipated. New hour opened up. We were looking for that retracement. Potentially, of course, it always has a chance to fail. But in terms of the higher time frame, initial fake out, let's assume 1 hour time frame traders see that, or it's looking bearish, and they might jump short. We now leave that volume imbalance that we spoke about at the beginning of the 10 a.m. hour open. Let's see how we close here. Maybe we run immediately into our target. Stops already at break even. NQ is also pushing. Well, that final invalidation for ES for me would have been close below midnight, close below this bullish share value gap right here. It's hard to call this a breaker block. I don't know, 1 minute time frame maybe. Well, I guess yes, we could call it a breaker block. Those two down closing candles being our order block. Highest up closing candle, lower low, lower high, lower low. Market structure shift, retracement, optimum trade entry, similar to what we were looking at on NQ here, just with the cleaner delivery today. Who would have thought that? 1 minute to go. 15-minute time frame. Yep, that's done. I would prefer a close above the high of the day, instead of leaving behind a wick and rejecting within that last minute. Q is also moving now, leaving behind signs of bullish order flow. High of the day, previous week's high. I'm still on that NQ long, but gonna move my stop loss now. Let's just leave it here for now. Initial range high, NQ. $13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bullish volume imbalance. Close above these equal highs at least, and above our highest inversion fair value gap right here. That one we've been holding resistance in once we closed below it. So right here we didn't close below it just yet. Here we did. Retested, continued lower, retested again, hit the Asia session low, retested again, didn't close above, retraced, and now we closed above it for the first time. Let's see if we use that then eventually to deliver into the previous week's high. My profit target is going to be the high of the day here, also on NQ. Not going to play around here. Of course, we could just end up chopping, and my stop loss down here is going to be hit. I already reduced my entire losses. I'm not here to take early exits. Got a decent entry, added at the optimum trade entry point. Yeah. Like I said, for me personally, when I end my session, it's more annoying to come back to the charts in the evening and see my take profit target being hit, and I took an exit because I was afraid in the end of the day. Oh, I'm not gonna let them take away my 0.5%. Let's secure it. That's more annoying than the setup, in my opinion, not working out. If it's not working out, it's simply not working out. But if it's working out and you take profits too early, well, you're cutting yourself short. That's the main issue in my eyes. Can't change anything about setups that aren't working out. But yeah, the issue then is your setups that work out, they don't make enough they don't make enough profit. It's as simple as that, compared to the setups that don't work out. So every time when a setup would work out, but you take profits early, well, you only made 0.5, 0.25% of what you initially targeted. And then you're gonna get a couple of setups that don't work out. And if you look through your PL history or through your trades, you're consistently gonna see, okay, small win, but your losses are always gonna be bigger. Yeah, not gonna lie either. Listening to myself helped me there. Or actually talking helps me to hold on to the trade, I'd say. Let's see, we retested our highest inversion fair value gap, leaving this volume imbalance open. Target previous week's high, stop loss at break even. Oh. Time to get comfy. Relative equal high buy side here on NQ. And our previous week's high right there. That's another 12 points. So we took that 930 high. In terms of ICT standard deviations, we looked at the 1 minute time frame, measuring our initial 9:30 a.m. opening range for the entirety until 10:30, or basically until 10:40. We consolidated within our opening range, retesting that optimum trade entry once, and then most of the people already moved their stop below the slow because they want to protect their stops and their equity. Got swept, and after that final swap, like we said right here on the stream, if it's not going to turn around from here, well, we're gonna hit the low of the day. Luckily it did turn around, also based on trusting ESA a little bit more here. Got much more experience there. And nice, the volume imbalance remained open. We immediately open with a new one. Sorry guys, phone's ringing. I would love to know the statistic of how many traders actually ended up getting stop right here, because they had the initial stop right here. Okay, optimum trade entry kept on holding up. Well, okay, let's strike our stop behind. So they had a trade likely like this, somewhere around the 50% or at the midnight level if they're really good. My first entry was, I think, somewhere around here. And the second entry right here on the breaker block. Then a tiny, it's almost not worth to mention, right here at the optimum trade entry. But it was a tough hold, not gonna lie. Volume imbalance, I would expect this highest volume imbalance to hold. Let's see, that's our current high of the day. If we're gonna hit that on NQ, I'm going to take a partial. Let's zoom out here. Funny enough, on the CFD, let's go to the 5-minute time frame. We already hit that high apparently. That should really be the expansion phase now. We had our initial sweep. We spent the entirety of, more than 1 hour within that initial opening range. So 9:30 opened up. Oh, Bitcoin is at 49.5. Well, awesome. 49.5. We're gonna hit 50k. Nah. Sorry guys, got distracted here from my phone. Where are all my Bitcoin bears at? I've seen that so often now on Twitter. ICT gurus are saying, oh yeah, market structure shift, blah blah blah. Nah, let's forget about Bitcoin. MT5. Yeah, exactly. They never gonna learn. I mean, it could have. Maybe should have. And it maybe will. But, yeah. I didn't get in at 40k or 50k, so I don't really worry about a 30-40% drop from that area. I would consider it healthy, a healthy retracement. Good opportunity to buy again. It's, I don't know. Trading, I don't really say I would trade crypto. I would say I swing trade crypto. Buying during the bear market, selling during the bull market. All right, let's take some profit. Partial taking here at the high of today, buy side liquidity. Yes, perfectly, just as anticipated, holding support on that volume imbalance after having retested that highest bullish fair value gap. Yeah, actually a shame. Should have also been on ES, but well, all my focus was on NQ. I guess that's okay. In terms of standard deviations, once we had that previous week's high, just based on our opening range, right here. I mean, for all the DR, IDR traders, I used to do that for a little while. That would be your first standard deviation, and 0.5. Let's actually, let's not use that indicator. 0.5 standard deviations of our 10 to 10:30 a.m. range would potentially be that previous week's high. Yeah, so those would be my main targets. I closed one position, the 0.5 buy I added right here, and the optimum trade entry midnight level buy. The rest I'm going to take profit at the previous week's high. S&P 500 hit our last profit target, nice and clean. That's done. Let's wait for NQ to deliver as well. Today 445. Now I'm gonna let it run and see. Profit target right here. Get rid of code. Stupid shit. Feels good to have a nice win again after London, man. Fucking London session. Chop, 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 chop. Actually open up with another volume imbalance right here. Could measure the same deviations right here. Our 9:30 opening range. close above, retest, optimum trade entry, this red line right here, you see that, paired with the midnight. Hit our first 0.5 standard deviation target, and this would be our next target at 52. No, quick! Oh, fuck yeah. Lucky. Almost hit my take profit target too early because the CFD chart is a little bit off. Sorry guys, stressed a lot. Take care, Fady. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I'm gonna hold my CFD position until I see the futures contract hitting the previous week's high. Seeing that ES is seemingly expanding above it, I would anticipate for NQ to hit that sooner or later. Now we actually left behind our first 5-minute bullish fair value gap during the New York session. We used those fair value gaps here on the 1-minute time frame. Good stream, thank God. Well, not thank God. God didn't do anything. And incredible headaches, yeah, that's usually how it goes. But this London session right here on ES gave me much more headaches than the New York session. New York session was an easy read. Even if it wouldn't have worked, well, so fucking weird. Who cares? We take enough trades that don't work. Secured 0.5% profit already. The rest is gonna get secured at the previous week, so I'm not gonna be fooling around here. The future the CFD, did the CFD already hit? Let me check. It's a little time traveling machine right here. So right now we're in 2024. And we go back to 2008. No, we didn't hit the high just yet here, also on the CFD chart. I'm gonna be working on a video that's more based on seasonal tendencies. Because we are above the all-time high now, I think that's most people, when we're inside of that stage, what I call price discovery, they keep on looking for shorts, hoping for it to reverse now, just after taking the all-time high. Well, if you go back through history, that's not really how it worked out so far. Usually after clearing the all-time high, we keep on expanding. And statistically speaking, on the S&P 500, if January was a green month, the rest of the year is gonna, stay green. And if February is already up more than 5%, which we are on the S&P 500, looking at all the data from 1950, 51 actually, well, it wouldn't indicate a bearish year. Not gonna say there won't be a retracement. I'm talking about the bigger picture. It's like those people saying Bitcoin's gonna go short. In the end of the day, they're just mad because, they didn't catch the low. Oh yeah. Ages ago, that's what I did. I measured from the COVID low to the all-time high. And I traded my fib like this. 70, 80, 0.9, 0.6, 0.5, similar to this. And every time we reached a new, fib, so right here, that should be the 50% level, 60, 70. Yeah, I simply DCA'd into the market. Bought some here, and the lower we went, the more I actually ended up buying. And the last time it hit my buy limit order, I didn't buy it manually. You're never gonna buy this manually, in my opinion. Never ever. When FTX is collapsing, that's actually very funny. This is when FTX, one of the biggest crypto exchanges, went down, actually turning out to be the bear market low. This was my last buy position at 16,831. Well, we never saw those prices again. Here we had a banking crisis. Over here, Hamas declared the war in Israel started. Over here, we had another, I don't know, super bearish news event. Every time you look at these lows, 99% confident that there's gonna be, oh, sorry guys, we hit a high. I took profits, traders out. I made a total of 2.5% on that trade. Let's fucking go. Yes, it's also running. That's fucking bullshit. Sorry for me swearing here. It's, I don't know, just when I get a bit emotional. I mean, we caught it to the T here. 10 a.m. opened up. We get that first half-hour manipulation, or first 15 minute actually. 15 minutes, it's 10:15 at that point. We touched the midnight and the optimum trade entry, and for the next 15 minutes until 25, we start rejecting. And so for that next followed half an hour, pretty much until 11 a.m., we said, well, traders on a higher time frame are trapped. They're gonna pay for the longs now. Otherwise, we would have looked for the opposite scenario. First 15 minutes trapping the longs, and then reversing it, but we didn't see it like that. We first saw the retracement into the inefficiencies with our 1 standard deviation target of our 930 opening range. NQ also keeps on going higher. Let's see if it makes me regret to take my exit right here at 80. Where did I get out? It's okay. So yeah, last thing I wanted to say is about Bitcoin. It's never wise to buy when you see those big bullish candles. In my opinion, the worst thing you could do. Also talking from, my experience. We're about to hit 50K now for the first time since 2021. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I also made a video about this. Maybe, I'm not sure if one of the OG members is actually not. You guys are all too new. That's back in June 2022, May 22. That's when I decided to, well, why not make a quick video about Bitcoin, just for the fun of it. Maybe give some of the viewers of my YouTube channel a chance to copy me. I've done the same thing during 2020 bear market. COVID dipped, was a tricky event. Didn't end up buying more on that COVID dip, but well, that's the best approach. And most important is to set buy limits and forget about everything you do with crypto. Then just come back a couple of years later when everyone starts talking about it. All right. NQ, next target would be 1 standard deviation at 18.95. Yes, already hit that 1 standard deviation target. Perfect. It took too long on NQ instead of yesterday, because I like to set up more here. We talked about it. Even though it made sense, well, I just preferred, especially if we look at